Homestead OC here, week 4 chicken update. They are pretty much feathered out. They're still getting some, you want to see on it too? They are pretty much feathered out, and you can tell which ones are going to be roosters. They're starting to get their combs developed. This Buff Orpington Wilson across here, that lighter colored one, has a comb starting to come up, and this red one here, we're 99% sure that's going to be a rooster, and the hens will get that too, and so we still have some hope for the other ones, but when they start getting really big, then we kind of know. This fence is still not doing anything. I just grabbed one of these chickens and put her back over, and she just flies back over, so it's time for an electric fence. This one's been patched too much. It just doesn't work. So if you're thinking about getting some kind of a temporary thing, yeah, it's temporary. You're better off with the electric netting, I think. Even though we haven't had it yet, I think you're still better off just buying that instead of buying something crappy. They are off on their own most of the time, and they're starting to come around to me. I feed them a lot, so they're a little bit more friendly with me, but my boys, they just run from, and my wife, they run from. The rooster doesn't tolerate any of them. Look, she just popped up right there, right on my arm. Is that a good place to roost? Is that a good place to roost? They all want to be on camera, apparently. Let's see if she comes up here with me. Oh, yeah. They're not as interested in our mulch pile over here. Seems like they've got what they wanted out of it, and even though we've had a few rains, they're not over here too much, but I know when I come over here, they all come over. The color's hard to see, but these pullets, if I can call them that yet, are getting some nice red color on their breasts. And the black ones are just looking extra awkward. You can tell which ones are the Jersey Giants, and they don't respect the fruit trees. But the really tall stuff they can't get, and that's kind of where I wanted them to branch off anyway. So I'm just gonna let them. Go for it. Not much you can do. You can't sit out here and babysit them all day, and you can't keep them locked up. You can. It's just it's not very good for them. They love running around and doing their thing, and they're pretty well behaved for the most part. What's starting to happen? Well, what's always been happening, but what's happening more and more now is in the coop here, the adults will eat all of the chick food and grower food. So the new plan is to, look, there's an egg. The new plan is to put a little pullet fence here out of some wooden dowels that I got left over from a project. So only pullets can get through there. You know, I'll make it just smaller than the smallest chicken I have, which is the Sicilian Buttercup, and I'll put those up. And I've been waiting on doing that because the moms are still sleeping with them. So the first night that they're on their own and the moms go back into the coop at night is the first night that's going to go in. And they're already tall enough to start drinking out of my my chicken nipples there. They'll get up on the cinder blocks there and get at them. Hopefully one will do it for us. And then this other one down here is it's almost too short for them, but they like to dig right there too, so they can still get under half of it. The baby chicks, I think they're on week 1 or 2. Let's see, they're with mom in there. Let's see if we can get a better shot. Apparently they're coming in for nighttime. Some of the juveniles have started to come up here, so I haven't seen them up here since they went down with their moms. Having some trouble keeping this water and feeder right side up. It keeps getting knocked over, so the other chickens are getting in here and knocking them over, and they kind of fight each other over this spot here. There you go. I imagine these guys are gonna leave the coop pretty soon and head down to the run like the other ones did. I know it's not a documentation of their growth cycle, it's more about the other ones, but it's always good to show as many chicks as possible on YouTube. And then we have a fourth one. She's sitting on 6 or 7 eggs. I put 6 under her, and I keep seeing more and more, and I didn't even mark them this time. I just figured I'd let her go, and then when she leaves the nest, whatever's left will toss. It's not really worth the effort to remove the eggs. We're not hurting for eggs, and we just add them to the black soldier fly larva bin. I'm not sure when she's going to hatch. I got it marked on the calendar. I think it's in a week and a half now, or maybe a week. When we first got chicks, without any mom, just got them from the feed store, it was so much more work than having the mom raise them. We don't have to do anything. You just put the food and water out, and the mom does it all. Like this one here, you can see it. They're just going to town on digging, scratching, finding stuff. And I'll come in here and throw some feed out, and they just go crazy. And this feeder gets knocked over all the time, so there's tons of food in here, and they find it all. And yeah, it's easy. So if you're thinking about raising chicks, if you got a mom to do it, it's just so easy. I haven't had a bad broody hen where the mom just abandoned them yet, so I'm sure they're out there, but we just hadn't had one out of 4 hens that went broody. They're all good. So, or out of 3 hens that went broody and raised chicks, all 3 of them are good so far. we'll see how she does. But she's been a really good mom. She sticks on the nest. She doesn't move. She'll go down and eat, and I'll bring her some stuff sometimes. So it's working out good. Got the rooster crowing. I ended up taking his crow collar off. I could tell I'm sure he hated it. I could tell he hated it. He was constantly scratching at it, and he just looked silly. And he doesn't crow anymore or less than what he did. It's just a different sound, and it sounds like a real rooster now instead of just a garbled crow. My wife is more of a light sleeper, so he wakes her up, and she's working on sleeping through it. But I feel it's nicer for the rooster. And let's see if we can get a good shot of him. His cackle looks a whole lot better. It used to be all ruffled up and feathers everywhere. I don't know if you remember from the last couple of videos. But he's a happy rooster. He's got lots of ladies. So that's the video this week. Went a little long, but I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for sticking through to the end if you did. Make sure and hit the like button, comment, subscribe. Really appreciate it. Have a great day.